Coming up on Mustang News, nearly half of our campus is facing food insecurity. We'll take a look at why it's happening and what students can do to fix it.
Plus, a local SLO County athlete transitions from quarterback to wide receiver.
And Cal Poly students are continuing a Learn by Doing tradition that is 76 years old.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News TV. I'm Makena Locsin.
And I'm Felix Broach. Let's get into today's top stories.
Reduced funding for CalFresh is having serious impacts on our campus. I had the chance to speak with social workers and students alike to see how paying for groceries has become even harder. Take a look. The beginning of the school year can feel overwhelming. For college students, this means balancing tests, tuition, and extracurriculars. But there may be an additional stressor over 40% of students face: food insecurity.
College is disgustingly expensive. The cost of living is only getting worse. Groceries are going up. The economy has been better.
Resources like CalFresh EBT and the food pantry receive both state and federal funding, but a majority of the funds are raised through local partners. However, this year, the federal budget was slashed by 50%, forcing partners to fill in the gaps.
For every $5 that we provide, we get $1.
Losing this critical funding is having real, tangible consequences, as distribution sites like the food pantry are seeing emptier shelves with a record number of users.
The demand for the food pantry has gone up by more than 1,000%.
For students, this means that it may be more difficult to buy the things they need.
It's been hard getting on EBT and staying on EBT because, it's a competitive program, and it seems like their social workers there are overwhelmed with the amount of work they have to do there.
So, what's the solution? Well, there's no clear answer. With the cost of filling up your fridge higher than ever before, the best thing to do is know your resources. Over 98% of Cal Poly students are eligible for CalFresh. So keep applying, visit the food pantry, and reach out to the coordinators on campus. For Mustang News, I'm Makena Locsin. It's important to know your resources around campus and get the extra help where you can. For more information, visit basicneeds.calpoly.edu.
Downtown San Luis Obispo is home to one of the biggest farmers markets in California. From food to live entertainment, it's a staple for the community. Mustang News reporter Randi Ingoglia has more.
Every Thursday night, Higuera Street turns into a mix of locals, vendors, and most of all, Cal Poly students. I'm here at Mama's Preserves to find out more about their Thursday nights.
When students are back, we'll probably do 20–25% better in sales.
Carr mentions some of the most popular items among college students.
Probably berries when we have berries, but they're seasonal, so by midsummer we're done with them, with all the berries, but jams are like a favorite of Cal Poly students.
Raspberry jam is the most sold item. However, they also sell a mix of other things like fresh produce and beans. Mama's Preserves is located just a few booths down from Charo and Higuera, which is also near a local band. Most vendors agree that the easiest way to boost sales is by providing free tasters.
Jalapeno? That's jalapeno, apricot jalapeno. First taste. I love it.
Beyond the jams and produce, the farmers market has become a place for Cal Poly students to gather.
I mean, I'll maybe get something every once again, but I'm mainly coming just see friends, hang out with people, and just have a great time.
For students, tourists, and vendors, this market isn't just about shopping, but it's an essential part of the San Luis Obispo experience. For Mustang News, I'm Randi Ingoglia.
The farmers market happens every Thursday, and it looks like students aren't just filling the streets, but they are boosting sales as well.
Coming up next on Mustang News, a look into a weekend full of Cal Poly sports. Stay tuned.
I tell my son, I love you every single day.
I love you.
Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, "I love you" to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Welcome back to Mustang News TV. Now let's hand it over to Charlie Nichols with a Cal Poly sports update.
Thanks, Makena. It's been a busy weekend for the Mustangs both off and on the field. In football news, this last Sunday, the Mustangs lost a hard-fought game against number 7 UC Davis at Spano Stadium. Davis came back to win by a single touchdown in the fourth quarter after trailing the Mustangs for most of the game. With a final score of 34-27, the Golden Horseshoe Trophy is staying at UC Davis for the time being. On the volleyball court, CSU Long Beach and UC San Diego ended the Mustangs' 8-game winning streak over the weekend. These games were part of the Mustangs' first conference trip of the year. Their next game is tonight at 6 against UC Santa Barbara at the Mott Athletic Center. Finally, on the soccer field, the women's team was able to uphold their 6th unbeaten home game streak in a 2-2 tie against Cal State Bakersfield. This tie puts the Mustangs in a position to take second place in the Big West Conference. The Mustangs' next game is against the University of Hawaii Manoa on the island of Oahu this Thursday. And that's all for our Cal Poly Sports Update. Now back to you, Makena.
Thanks, Charlie. Most football players stick to just one side of the ball. Maybe a receiver turns safety, but rarely does a quarterback give up the huddle to start catching passes. Joslen Jimenez has more on how one local athlete made the switch.
For the past 2 seasons of high school football, Paso Robles senior Marcus Garcia was the guy under center, the playmaker leading the Bearcats offense at quarterback. But this fall, he's trading throws for catches, lining up as wide receiver, not a switch you see often in high school football.
My freshman year, I was a receiver, and then our quarterback got hurt and they needed a quarterback. So I kind of stepped up, played quarterback, and then going up through like JV and then varsity, I was just a quarterback. Obviously, I was a little nervous, but I feel like I'm an athlete, so I feel like I could play the position. Oh yeah, like reading defenses, that was a tough, because I've never played quarterback, so reading defenses was a little hard.
Now in his final year of high school, Garcia comes full circle, returning to the wide receiver spot where his football journey first began.
It's, for me personally, I've grown up playing wide receiver, so it's a lot more funner for me, and I like it better, but quarterback was still fun.
Paso Robles head coach Matt Carroll says Garcia's time at quarterback is paying off. His awareness and ability to read defenses make him a smarter, more dynamic receiver.
Reading the defenses, I think it makes him better at scanning the defense and finding where he should run his route. He's seen it from the quarterback's eyes, so now he knows.
Our quarterback now is great. I think we should stay with him, but if something happens, obviously I can play quarterback.
For Mustang News, I'm Joslen Jimenez.
The Bearcats are hoping that Garcia's versatility gives them the edge, heading deeper into league play as they travel to face St. Joseph this Friday.
Coming up after the break, the first Global Film Festival makes a stop on the Central Coast. Stay tuned.
Dímelo, mi gente, it's Friday night y estamos activos. Head out early. Drinks flowing till 11 p.m. It's gonna be lit.
No sé qué pasó. I didn't even drink that much.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
From 6 continents to the Central Coast, the Manhattan Short Film Festival is turning audience members into judges. Reporter Kaitlyn Lee takes us inside where local viewers watch and vote on the best of the 10 shorts.
Here at the Santa Maria Library, it is one of 500 venues that are screening movies from across the world. Since 1998, when filmmaker Nicholas Mason first projected 16 shorts on a screen mounted to a truck in New York City, the Manhattan Short Film Festival has grown into a worldwide phenomenon. Now in its 28th year, it's a global competition where audiences decide which stories deserve to have the spotlight. Each finalist this year earns an Oscar qualifying run, and the lineup spans 10 short films exploring everything from loss and love to imagination.
Well, film is like just as vital as books or any other way of expression for people. Pictures is worth 1,000 words.
At every screening, viewers cast their votes for Best Film and Best Actor. Those ballots are tallied globally, and the winners will be announced alongside entries from over 500 cities. And while every viewer has a vote, each film leaves its very own impression.
First, I thought it was weird, and it was almost like bothering me, but then the rhythm started to get different, and it started to almost seem like a song.
For Mustang News, I'm Kaitlyn Lee.
Winners will be announced after votes are counted from more than 500 cities. For more information, visit www.manhattanshort.com.
And students from Cal Poly are once again gearing up for the Rose Parade, and this year's float is already turning heads. Nico Mireles shows us what's happening behind the scenes.
It's Saturday morning, and Cal Poly students are arriving to campus. They're not here for a lecture. They're here to build a float for this year's Rose Parade. After a quick morning debrief, they gather all their tools and get to work. Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and Cal Poly Pomona will continue their collaboration of 76 years. Soon the float will be driven down to Cal Poly Pomona, where it will be assembled and decorated. This year's theme is Magic and Teamwork. Before Stephanie Yakel became vice president of the float team, she was first a really big fan.
I was the third year when I started, and I knew a couple people that were in float, and I saw all their stories during design and deco week at the end of the year. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I made my whole family watch the parade because I was like, I know people that worked on that. And then I was like, oh my God, I could work on that.
A lot of the help that goes into the float comes from its volunteers.
I've always been kind of lurking around of the Rose Float and been meaning to push myself to get out of the Rose Float lab, and here I am.
This year's float is called Jungle Jumpstart. It will include flowers, wild animals, and of course, a robot.
And the whole thing with Jungle Jumpstart was the cooperation between nature and technology and the harmony. We wanted to do like symbiosis kind of idea.
With just under 3 months before the Rose Parade, these students remain hard at work to meet their deadline. For Mustang News TV, I'm Nico Mireles.
The Cal Poly team will unveil the finished float in Pasadena on New Year's Day. Be sure to tune in and see the finished product.
Thank you for tuning into Mustang News. I'm Felix Broach.
And I'm Makena Locsin. We hope you have a great rest of your day.